Well. Hey. How's everybody doing out there this evening? Good, I hope. Well, let's get this party started. Welcome to another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm your host, Tony Ray Harvey. Yes, we are doing this thing down here in the Greenhaven pocket area, the southwest part of Sacramento. Well, tonight, Kawhi Leonard throw up a hook shot at the buzzer, give the Los Angeles Clippers a 111-110 overtime victory over the Sacramento Kings. That's how it went down. It was a playoff atmosphere. And it was one of those games where positioning, seeding for the playoffs was at stake. And Sacramento Kings could not deliver because of late game executions in regulation. They were up by seven points with a minute and 30 seconds left and could not hold on to win. Matter of fact, James Harden hit hit a bucket to tie it at 97-97. They come down the court. Zach LaVine take an 18-foot shot. It's off the rim. Overtime. And later on, it worked its way into overtime towards the end. Of course, the Clippers were down 110-109 with 21 seconds left. And that's when Kawhi Leonard went to work. He worked those 21 seconds right down to that last second and got in the paint and did that little hook shot. Game over. So Sacramento Kings, they fall to 33-30 on the season. They are now 17-16 on the road. That was the front end of a back-to-back. They're back here at Golden One Center on Monday. They will play the New York Knicks, who I'm sure are waiting right there in the Sawyer Hotel to play this team, which will be pretty interesting, at least for the Kings, because at least 4 players from the Kings played into the 40 minutes. I think Keegan Murray was the highest at 47-48 minutes a game, and the lowest was Jonas Valanciunas, who played 41 minutes. Keegan Murray, as I said, 47 minutes. DeMar DeRozan, 44 minutes. And Zach LaVine, 44 minutes. So that's going to be pretty interesting how that turns out tomorrow, with this back-to-back. The Kings need this win tomorrow. They needed this win tonight. Because with that loss, the Clippers move. Well, momentarily, they're still in 8th place, but they got a game and a half over the Kings, who are in 9th place. So it would have been real nice that the Kings had delivered this victory. They had all opportunity to do that, and that did not happen. So, but we see, it was a really good game. It was a really good game. It was a game that probably should have been on ESPN tonight, but I think they canceled that for the Milwaukee-Cleveland game, and I think Cleveland won that game tonight. But anyway, only thing that matters is what's happening around here, Sacramento. So, Kings, they lose a tough one, but hey, that's how it goes. DeMar DeRozan, he led the Kings with 31 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Zach LaVine had 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And now the Kings are 20-12 under the direction of Doug Christie. 20-12. Keegan Murray, he assembled 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Jonas Valanciunas, he had 9 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Kings are 0-3 against the Clippers this season, and they are now 3-4 in overtime contests this season. 3-4. Yeah. But I'm still liking the way they're playing, but it's going to get tougher from here. We got some tough games coming up, and they're just going to have to dig it out a little bit better. And we're seeing some great performances by Jake LaRivia, coming off the bench. Matter of fact, he played 30 minutes off the bench. Played some really good defense tonight. I think I said this too in the last podcast. Okay, with Valanciunas, LaRivia, Keegan, and Keon Ellis, having them four out there on the floor, they do a lot of damage on the defensive end. They really do. Especially Valanciunas. I think he's an underrated defensive player down there. I mean, he can get the job done. Of course, he had a little trouble early in the game with Ivica Zubac, who had 22 points and 14 rebounds and 2 assists for the Clippers. But hey, it's a big man. It's a big man game down there in the post and stuff like that. So, but I really like what this this quartet provides for the Sacramento Kings on the defensive end, and Doug is becoming a master at using their abilities, their capabilities, to be exact, in these certain positions and stuff. Doug is coaching his tail off. I mean, I don't know if he's just doing it on the fly. I really shouldn't say that. That's disrespectful. No, he knows what he's doing. Okay, it was just all about the team gelling together. But Doug been coaching this. Yes, okay, yes, all the things that have been happening with this team this season, right up to now, Doug pretty much have a stronghold on it. They're playing for him. They are playing for him. The Kings are playing for him. So whatever he says, it goes. Whatever he does, that's the standard. And that's coaching. That's coaching. It seems like he treats every player different, which he probably should. And they probably, understand that. But he's getting the best out of them right now. But one thing that has to correct itself, if these, in the late games, closing out these games, and they were doing that. They have did that, a few times. But this one is when it mattered. Because you had James Harden and you had Kawhi Leonard on the floor. Kawhi Leonard was 7 for 19 shooting from the floor. 1 for 7 beyond the arc. And he hit those 2 points that made a big difference. He finished with 17 points. James Harden, he finished the game with 29 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds. Almost triple-double, but I did like the way Keegan was defending him. Okay, that's a tough assignment. Covering James Harden. But once again, if I got Valanciunas, LaRavia, Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray on the floor, I feel real good about myself, especially when I'm coaching. Now, only 3 of them are going to be out there, doing intervals, doing spurts, doing stretches and stuff. But if you put 4 of them out there, wow, you really have something going on and stuff. But hey, they got another one tomorrow night. Hopefully they can pick that one up. It's going to be tough. I did mention, all these minutes, these heavy minutes that they played tonight. It was an overtime game. But the good part about it, you don't have to fly halfway across the country to get back here to play the Knicks. You don't have to fly all the way 3,500 miles across the country to play the Knicks. You do not have to do that. You only like less than an hour plane ride, get back home, and then you can turn this thing around. So get some good night rest tonight. You're definitely going to need that. So Devin Carter, Devin Carter. Devin Carter made a 3-ball that gave the Kings a 39-31 margin halfway through the second quarter. I think he scored 8 points in that quarter alone. The Clippers mounted a 16-6 run to take over with a 47-45 advantage on a 3-pointer made by Nicholas Batum. The Clippers led 51-49 at the half. The Clippers, they came out there in that third quarter, blazing. They moved up to a 9-point lead as the third quarter got underway. The Kings reacted with a 16-2 run stamped by a basket by Levine that put them out in front 70-65. The Clippers tied the game 77 briefly on a 3-point goal by Harden, but LaRavia would end all scoring in the frame with a trade that gave the Kings a 75-72 lead to start the fourth quarter. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to start at this point. A lot of people want to start at the 97-90, but the Kings had to lead at 95-98 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the game. The Clippers outscored the Kings 9-2, including a layup by Harden to tie the game 97 all with 11.9 seconds left. That's when Levine missed it. After that, Levine missed an 18-foot fadeaway shot at the buzzer. The game goes into overtime. And I already told you, what happened from there. So the Kings were still without Malik Monk, Domantas Sabonis, and the Clippers were without Ben Simmons and another Kings killer, Norman Powell. All right, except for Keon Ellis, I mentioned the minutes played with 4 of the starters for the Kings. The Clippers, they had 64 points in the paint to the Kings 40. And there were 23 lead changes and 14 ties in the game. But yeah, at the beginning, at the onset of this game, it was defense versus defense. And I'm going to tell you, with Valanciunas' defense and, the team was forcing shot clock violations and Valanciunas passing. He is really he's really a great player, in my opinion, in his own right, because he can really pass the ball. He really reads the court really well, finding his players for those open shots and hitting them at the right time, so they get layups under the basket, especially if they're backdoor cuts and stuff. He will find you. He and Domantas Sabonis do have different styles, but they pretty much complement each other. They complement each other, especially from that center position. And it works well for this Sacramento Kings system that instituted by Doug Christie. Yeah, so tough loss, just extremely tough loss. Hope everything is okay with the team tomorrow. Got to get back at it. There's 19 games left in the season. And we are talking about the Western Conference. So we really want to continue jockeying for these positions because the Kings are in the 9th spot, but they still can get up there. They still can get past the Clippers, and they can still get that 7th or 6th spot at the end of the season. So let's see what's happening with our standings here. Just give me a quick second there. All right. We'll come back to the Western Conference. Okay, so the Kings at 33-30 in 9th spot. The Clippers 35-29 at the 8th spot. The Timberwolves 37-29 at the 7th spot. And the Warriors 36-28. They won 9 of their last 10 games. And then the Rockets 39-25 in the 5th spot. The Grizzlies, the Memphis Grizzlies, 40-24. The Nuggets 41-23. The Lakers 40-22. And the Oklahoma City Thunders 53-11. So yeah, the Kings are still in that crunch spot. The Mavericks, they done lost their last 5 games, and the Suns appears to be a game and a half behind them. The 30-34 record. The Mavericks are sitting there at 32-33. And I just got off the phone with Ramsey, and he was telling me the issues that they were having. They got to fill in another spot to have 8 men to play in the next game. They only have 7 men available. So the league standard is you have to have at least 8. So they have to make a decision, going there. Okay, the Trailblazers at 28-37 in the 12th spot. Yeah. Wow. Got to get this win at home. It's going to be tough because I know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough against these Knicks. And these Knicks play defense. They really do play defense. And speaking of the Eastern Conference, the Knicks are still in 3rd at 40-23. They're 19-12 on the road, so they're doing really good. But they done lost their last 3 games, so they're going to be looking for a victory here tomorrow. For sure. For sure. Okay, they're right behind the Celtics at 46-18. And the Cleveland Cavaliers at 54-10, and they have won their last 12 games. Okay, so let me pause here right quick before I miss the game. I put out a tweet. I'm not going to get all into that stuff. I'm trying to move on to that, but I do want to say, because someone commented on it. Of course, they didn't agree with what I posted, and I wasn't really talking about Sacramento Kings fans in any fashion or form, or any form or fashion, shape, fat, anything like that. And they made a comment. I made a comment, and they made another comment, and then I blocked them. Well, I shouldn't have blocked them. So if I can get back on there and I can find a way, I will unblock them. We wasn't following each other anyway. But what I'm saying is, I do respect people's opinion. You may not like mine, and I may not like yours, but for that simple reason, he said what I did was lame. Cool, all right, that's your opinion. But what I had posted afterwards, I said what I said. He came back and said what he said. Okay, cool. But I really do respect the fans and the spectators in this sport. So I really shouldn't have blocked it. That's all I'm saying. But if I can find a name or whatever like that, I will unblock it. We wasn't following each other anyway, but that was definitely petty. So I shouldn't have did that, because I do respect other people's opinion, whether I like it or not. So I'll leave it right there. And also I want to say, thank Kyle Draper, Kevin Gleason, and Jay Johnson down there at the radio station, KHTK 1140 FM. Just want to say, hey, what's up? I love you guys. I love the show, the Drive Guys that airs from 2 to 6 p.m. They really have some good stuff of substance as far as talking about sports, especially the Sacramento Kings. But this trio right here, they talk about everything. So I know they air at the same time. My other good buddies, Damian Barlin and Kenny Caraway, I love you too as well. So I'm not leaving y'all out of this too, but I do want to give big ups to Kyle Draper, Kevin Gleason, and Jay Johnson for the work that they've been doing as well. So now let me get back into it. Once again, the Sacramento Kings will play the New York Knicks March 10th at Golden One Center. That game will start at 7:30 p.m. because it is a nationally televised game. It is the New York Knicks, so for whatever reason, I think they just want to keep those people on the East Coast up, way past midnight tomorrow, so they can see this game. So let's see what happens with there. But I'm looking forward for the Kings to bounce back, and try to get this win, and do their thing. It's 19 games left. And I still think you're playing really good ball. You have been. You played good ball tonight. But you just slipped up on, trying to close the game out. Matter of fact, you didn't close the game out. So it was a big slip. So that's something you guys have to work on. It. Now you're 0-3 against this team. There will be no tiebreaker of any kind, dealing with them. If it comes down to the 8th spot, the 7th spot, or the 6th spot, whatever, the Clipper hold the edge because they basically done won the series for the season. So I do want to thank everyone else for coming back out here and tuning in for another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I'm the host, Tony Ray Harvey. Of course, I won't be back tomorrow night. I won't be back tomorrow night. I have all that work to do after the game, but I will be posting something, so come on back. I also been posting things on my website that I run, Publicity Agents. So if you want to get a recap of the game tomorrow as well as tonight, click on www.publicityagent.org. You will get some sports there, especially locally here in Sacramento, but we also write about other things. So it's a potpourri type of deal that I do with this website, because news, sports, politics, everything. And also, if you don't know, I am an author. I am the author of The Homicidal Handyman of Oak Park, the story of black serial killer Morris Solomon Jr., who was died in prison back here on August 1st. That book is still available. You can search that out or Google it and get a reasonable price on that. It is in ebook form, soft cover and hardcover. And if you're here in Sacramento, you buy the book, hey, just come on and tap me on the shoulder somewhere at the Kings game, and I'll be more than happy to sign it. Matter of fact, the book is available at Underground Books in Oak Park, right here in Sacramento. It is available there. It's always available there. Because, like I said again, if you purchase it, all right, I'll sign it. Matter of fact, I'm going to add about 2 or 3 more chapters to that book. It was published in 2012, so it's been out almost 13 years. But considering a lot of things has changed over that time, because Morris was in prison up until he died a few months ago, I'm going to add a few more chapters. So there's going to be a second edition. Can't tell you when. Can't tell you where in the future when that's going to happen, but I'm definitely going to add 3 more chapters on that. And I am going to finish my second true crime book, American Vamp, which is based on Michelle Comiskey, the Batgirl. If anybody know about that case back from the early 90s here in Sacramento. But right now, thanks again for tuning in for another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, family, peace. I'm out.